Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe during this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Like I said, thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button just right below the video. Cool, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks again for your support. I truly do appreciate having you here.
According to recent reports, Elon Musk, Tesla's CEO and founder, has had his charges against the Securities and Exchange Commission dismissed by a federal high court led by District Judge Allison Nathan. Musk claimed in letters sent through his lawyer Alex Spiro earlier this month that the agency leaked information about a federal investigation to an unidentified third party. The SEC has been harassing the Tesla CEO and his company with ongoing lawsuits since 2018, according to the letter, including a subpoena issued in November 2021. Musk also accused the SEC of failing to fulfill its obligation to remit $40 million to Tesla's shareholders, an amount the well-known cryptocurrency proponent paid in fines to settle securities charges in 2018. Judge Nathan dismissed Musk's request to have the SEC brought before a court, saying there was no deadline for the SEC to pay the $40 million to Tesla investors and advising the electric car company to set one. Judge Nathan wrote, "Otherwise, the court cannot enforce a deadline that does not currently exist." According to the court, Tesla's CEO could file a motion to dismiss such orders on the ongoing subpoenas issued to Musk and Tesla. Judge Nathan also dismissed the allegation that the SEC leaked information about a federal investigation to an unknown entity because attorney Spiro failed to provide specific facts to back up the claim. Although the two sides reached a settlement agreement at the time, the SEC noted that Musk failed to notify the authorities of material company events. In 2018, the SEC sued Musk and Tesla for making false and misleading statements via comments made by the organization boss that he will be taking the U.S. electric car company private at $420 per share. More than 2 years later, Musk claimed in a letter to the court this month that the SEC is infringing on his right to free speech, claiming that the agency's constant subpoenas are retaliation for his criticism of the government. Last week, Tesla CEO Elon Musk said on Twitter that he was preparing a case against the Securities and Exchange Commission, but he didn't elaborate. The crypto community, particularly Ripple supporters, were ecstatic at the time, believing that Musk's lawsuits against the SEC would ease Ripple's legal woes following the securities regulator's suit against the blockchain company. Following the court's dismissal of Musk's charges against the SEC, Ripple's lawsuit against the SEC will be decided. Furthermore, a former SEC official claims that the SEC's $1.3 billion case against Ripple has a good chance of failing on the merits. Attorney Joseph Hall, according to CNBC, has expressed concerns about the SEC's ultimate goal in the high-stakes litigation against Ripple, which could have ramifications for the entire cryptocurrency industry. According to the lawsuit, they are unregistered securities as a result of their failure to notify the SEC about their XRP token sale, which began in 2013 and is still ongoing. Others named as defendants in the lawsuit include the firm's co-founders Brad Garlinghouse and Christian Larson. For quite some time, the Securities and Exchange Commission has been working to prove that securities fraud occurred as a result of this situation. Hall, a former managing executive for policy at the Securities and Exchange Commission, said on Tuesday's Thinking Crypto podcast with host Tony Edward, "I'm not entirely sure what the SEC is planning on proving in the XRP litigation." Did you know about this, by the way? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. The Securities and Exchange Commission and the cryptocurrency industry as a whole will be affected significantly. According to Hall, a lot is riding on the outcome of this lawsuit, and if they lose on the merits of their lawsuit, the SEC's entire regulatory project could be effectively shut down. And I continue to believe there is a pretty good chance that the SEC will lose on the merits, he added. According to Hall, Ripple has a strong claim as a result of the SEC's failure to provide reasonable notice of its investigation. Before any inspection can take place, the Securities and Exchange Commission requires that people and organizations be notified that they are being inspected. I understand where you're coming from. It's a straightforward due process argument. The Ripple network had been in operation for years before a lawsuit was filed against them at the last minute. Furthermore, there is even more interesting news on the SEC versus Ripple case, this time from a legal defense fund known as LBRY. A complaint has been filed against LBRY, a blockchain-based file sharing and payment network, with the Securities and Exchange Commission following the company's accusation of conducting an unregistered sale of digital asset securities in March 2021. The allegations have been categorically refuted by LBRY. According to the SEC, LBRY distributed LBRY credits, digital asset securities, to a large number of investors, including those in the United States, without first registering with the agency as required by law. The claims have been refuted by LBRY. According to the company, consumers who participated in the firm's initial coin offering contributed more than $11 million in US dollars, Bitcoin, and services. It has gotten even more attention recently as a result of the SEC's recent attempts to incorporate the SEC versus LBRY decision as jurisprudence into the SEC versus Ripple case. Do you agree with LBRY's point of view? If that's the case, you'll want to give this video a thumbs up. Following the announcement, LBRY, a cryptocurrency exchange, tweeted that the SEC just stated in a verbal argument in our case that they have not asserted that Bitcoin or Ethereum is not a security. Both of these cases are still being worked out. Their understanding is that Hinman's words reflect his own personal viewpoint. The SEC has decided to refer to Hinman's 2018 speech on Ether as a personal opinion as a result of Magistrate Sarah Netburn's ruling that it was not protected by the First Amendment. This has been a contentious issue in the SEC versus Ripple case, with the SEC arguing for much of the case that Hinman's 2018 Ether speech was his public guidance. A motion for partial reconsideration and clarification of Magistrate Judge Netburn's DPP ruling was filed earlier this week, and a decision was requested as soon as possible. The initial decision pleased Ripple and XRP owners, and they were granted amicus curiae status in the Court of Appeals. According to Attorney John Deaton, the court order was a victory, but the most significant victory was not the speech draft itself, but the notes taken during meetings with third parties who were not affiliated with the corporation. According to Jeremy Hogan of Ripple's legal team, the SEC could be hiding something really bad. He suggests that this would be a reason for the SEC to do whatever it could to prevent the documents from falling into Ripple's hands, including contradicting itself repeatedly in the personal opinion versus public guidance dichotomy. Let me read your future. In a couple of months, the SEC will say that it wasn't really his personal opinion, but that it was the opinion of the Division of Corporation Finance, Hogan says of the LBRY discrepancy. The SEC also denied the SEC's request to postpone the trial date, possibly implying that the LBRY case will be resolved before the SEC's SEC versus Ripple case is finally resolved. Despite the fact that the majority of the community is overjoyed by the news, XRP investors are already optimistic about the outcome of the lawsuit. Regardless of the market conditions experienced in December and January, they have maintained their higher levels of activity. The network's transaction volume has begun to recover and grow again after suffering a setback in May 2021. It only took 10 days for it to surpass the 2 million user mark for the first time. Despite the fact that the number of investors has dropped to 1.69 million, given the current level of uncertainty, some may prefer to stay in the region. A second factor to consider is the presence of investors in the market, which reached a high of 163K in late January. Also, after Tranglo, one of Asia's leading cross-border payment firms, enabled Ripple's on-demand liquidity service across its 25 payment corridors, the blockchain services provider saw another significant increase in the expansion of its ODL services. Tranglo made the announcement after a successful pilot ODL deployment in September of last year. Almost 250,000 transactions with a total value of approximately $48 million were processed in the first 100 days. Last year, Ripple purchased a 40% stake in Tranglo. In 2021, the blockchain firm established several partnerships with leading global financial companies owing to the growing popularity of its ODL service. RippleNet's ODL deployment in the Middle East was launched in October of last year with the help of PYYPL. Our remittance partners want to get into markets as quickly as possible and at the lowest possible cost. ODL allows them to begin sending payments without having to lock in funds with multiple financial intermediaries, which can be costly and time-consuming. Remittance companies that sign up for ODL gain access to both Tranglo Connect and RippleNet, enabling them to effectively match increasingly diverse payment needs, said Tranglo CEO Jackie Lee. Ripple named 2021 as the most successful and profitable year for RippleNet in its most recent XRP markets report, which was published in January 2022. The total number of transactions on RippleNet has increased significantly in the last 12 months, according to the company. With over 20 payout markets for on-demand liquidity, RippleNet continues to see increased global demand for the product, most recently adding the Middle East. Most notably, APAC remains one of the largest contributors of ODL volume on RippleNet, with volume more than doubling in 2021.
I'm your guy. I will keep you posted. I'm your advocate. I'll be back on a daily basis, usually multiple times per day, with these videos to keep you updated with everything going on. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share any of my videos with your friends, family, social media, or anybody who may care to listen. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'm always here for you. I want to help you through this time. So thank you so much for continuing to choose me. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you again probably in a couple hours. Thanks, everybody. See you later.